why would someone want to invest their money in this industry, meaning as a business, financially, right? GameSquare is one of the companies that's in this esports space. Are there others?
For sure, there's so many. I mean, the Forbes list that came out this year, I think the valuations are just skyrocketing, right? And the money being invested in this space is skyrocketing.
Who are the biggest players in the space?
Yeah, so from a team org base, so there's different players in the space, right? So we're sort of talking more and basing more around esports and team orgs and content creation of esports. So we're not talking about the publishers, so the people making the games and making the tournaments. So if you look at it from an org-based structure, some of your biggest orgs, so Enthusiast Gaming, which is actually also listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange, they're one of your bigger players in terms of publicly listed companies. Most of your other bigger players in this space are still private companies. Faze Clan, where I came from, is by far, I'd say, the biggest brand in this space. I mean, their eyeballs in terms of, I think collectively it's probably more now, but over 260 million followers across all platforms. They have enormous reach, and they've really sort of paved the way in terms of this intersection of pop culture, this crossover into traditional sport and media. And I think they were number 3 on the Forbes most valued list at a tick over 300 million. This was sort of 6 months ago, so I'm sure that's continuing to skyrocket. So, I mean, in terms of why would you invest in this sort of industry in general, I think it really comes back to what we were talking about before. It's capturing end audience, and it's a really fragmented audience. So for brands, they're harder to reach than traditionally being a McDonald's and with the marketing spend that they have, and going to a traditional agency and saying, go and create strategy and campaign for us to reach end audience. Marketing around gaming is very different, and the ability to reach that end audience is much harder. So I think in terms of competition and being really well placed from a competitive advantage standpoint, the authenticity in the space is really resonating and showing through in terms of traditional agencies working with gaming specific agencies to reach end audience. And so you'll see that more and more.